Hey, Colabcoaching yet again to share some wise words of wisdom for the week. So, this is a new series, brand new series. I'm really excited to talk about this series in particular because this one is close to heart. Not like all the other ones are not close to heart, but this one is something that I'm currently dealing with personally. And I'm so excited to share and listen to all of your experiences as well once you finish watching this video. So, the name of this series, without leaving any more suspense, is the Healing Series. The Healing Series. And the first thing I wanted to talk about, the first question, the first idea I wanted to have go into your mind and think about is, well, what do you need to heal from? What do you need to heal from? A lot of times we think that, okay, I'm good. I can function. I can live my life. I have no problems. My life is content. All these different things. But in reality, most of us have a particular issue we're dealing with that we either have suppressed or we chose not to talk about or have put to the side just to function on a day-to-day basis. And that's what I had to deal with. When you're living your life and you think that everything's going cool, you may have friends, you may have a significant other, you may have family that care about you, and that's the best case scenario. We tend to ignore all the little hurts and the little pains that we deal with. And it may not be little, it may be big. It may be big that we just choose not to talk about. For me, for example, dealing with death. Dealing with death was something that I chose to be the bigger person, as I've talked to you guys before. Is that I had to grow up quickly. I had to grow up quickly and make a decision to be that older brother, to be that role model, to be that person that people look up to. Like, okay, he has it all together, despite what he's been through. He has overcome it all, and he is successful. So that is the model that people should live by. And again, I want to something that we all should realize is that we never know who's looking at us for inspiration. So I always took that to heart whenever I first heard that phrase. And I told myself, no matter what I'm going through, I have to show that I'm strong. But in reality, we can't be strong 24/7. We can't always have everything put together 24/7. And we have to address things whenever they come into our light or come into our focus. And that's especially evident when you get triggered by something. I had a trigger series that I talked about a couple weeks or months ago, but you're not fully healed. You know that you're not fully whole inside, and you're not really as that fearless person that you think you are when you're triggered about something and it hits you the wrong way. Especially this year, with it being 2020 and all the COVID cases, and I'm blessed that I haven't had anyone specifically close to me deal with COVID or die from COVID, but I have seen all the stories on social media and all the cases. And for me, even to this day, I just don't like going to funerals because I don't want to relive those funerals that I had gone through with my mother when I was young, family members, and even thinking about the death of my brother. All these things trigger me. And it made me realize that, wow, I truly have not really healed from these experiences, even though they were 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And it made me realize that, well, okay, well, what do I need to heal from? And it's not in the sense that it's the deaths of my family members. It's more of healing through grief. Because I realized that I didn't really go through the grief process. I didn't truly grieve like I was supposed to. I just sucked it up and kept moving. And until you actually realize that you have to slow down and deal with those emotions, you can't really truly heal. And that's why it was important for me to get that coach, to get someone to talk to realize that, hey, I don't have it all together. I'm putting up a facade. I'm pretending like I know how to deal with things, and I really don't, because I have to get an outside perspective. Someone who didn't know me, who didn't grow up with me, who didn't know me on a personal level to judge or anything like that. Someone that saw the issues, the outside issues, and went deeper with me to help me realize that, hey, I didn't really get over the fact that my mother died when I was young. I didn't really get over the fact that my older brother died. I didn't really get over the fact that I had to grow up so much and I didn't really have a childhood. That's some things that I had to heal from. And I'm currently going through that healing process. There's no end mark when it comes to healing. There's no end point where it says that, okay, well, in 2023, I'll be healed. We could set goals and wish that to happen, but who's to say it was going to happen in the future as we see what happened this year with everything that has gone on. So, when you're thinking about, well, what do you need to heal from? The biggest thing that stands out is that pain and that hurt that you feel. You may not feel it every day. As I said, you may have times where you are able to successfully push it to the side or to ignore it or pretend like it doesn't exist. But those days, and you know those days, I don't know those days, but you know those days when you feel something nagging at you, where you have that pulsing feeling like something's not right, when you have that feeling like, okay, maybe I didn't get this addressed because you may have saw something on social media, you may have experienced something within your family or your friends or your significant other, and it just hit you the wrong way. You thought that you were stronger than that particular moment, and that moment didn't really, you didn't really grow from that moment. You didn't really get past that moment as quickly as you thought you should have. And that's when you have to know that that's something that's been hurting you. That's something that's been causing you pain. And the biggest thing that you can do to hurt yourself is to pretend like it doesn't exist, to pretend like it's not real. Because let me put this in a simple way. If you keep allowing something that's hurting you and you keep ignoring it, it's only going to get bigger. Those triggers are only going to get larger. Those situations are only going to keep pulsing in your brain, and to the point where you can't pretend anymore. You can't pretend anymore, and you start doing things that are out of the ordinary, out of your usual behaviors, and it becomes evident that that hurt and that pain is too big for you to deal on your own. But before that happens, you got to catch it and realize that, hey, I can't do this by myself. I can't heal on my own. I might need to get help from somewhere else. I may need to talk to someone. I may need to address these situations. But you cannot do that until you identify that hurt and know that it's real. Because once you know that it's real, that's where you can start the process of healing. And that process of healing is not going to be easy. I promise you that, as I can attest to. It's not going to be the most easiest thing in the world, but it's going to be the most beneficial for your future self. You will be able to grow. And you can't grow if you don't learn. So if you're not learning how to deal with that hurt to be healed, then that's becoming the biggest stepping block, the biggest stumbling block, the biggest hurdle that you have to cross. Whatever knowledge you want to think of, that's gonna be that biggest hurt, the biggest problem in your whole situation of healing. Because the problem is that you are not addressing the hurt. The cause of the hurt is what is the main thing you should focus on. Yes, it's a problem. Put the problem aside. But the cause is something that has to be identified today. It has to be something that you have to realize today. And that is the main reason that you do not feel whole inside. That's the main reason why you don't feel as if you are at 100%, or you don't feel like you are your best self, and you're not able to self-care. As we talked about in my last series, you're not able to feel self-confident. You're not able to flourish, and you don't feel like you love yourself. And that's the biggest problem, because if you're not healing, you're not loving yourself. And as I said before, the biggest thing that you have to always focus on is how to love yourself. That way other people can love you the way you teach them. So if you're that person that's having difficulty identifying that hurt and that pain for you to heal, then you need to find someone to talk to. I might be the best person for you. I may not be. But the best way to figure that out is just to go to www.yourcolabcoach.com. Do that relationship checklist. That way you can identify if you need help with basically becoming your best self. And follow me on Facebook, Colab Coaching. Follow me on Instagram, Colab Coaching. All my videos are on YouTube, Colab Coaching. Just in case you need something that is maybe free for you to do right now. Boom, just watch it. And all my coaching packages are on my website as well. So in the meantime, share this with anyone that you know that they're struggling with their pain and their hurt, and they can't really heal. And you know that they're struggling to heal. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Be safe out there.